While I was stuck cleaning the Augean stables, he chose you to
Yeah, one of his labors was to essentially clean out a bunch of poop from a bunch of stables, and he like manually rerouted a river to do it really fast because he's strong. Mythology's weird.
Well, it never happened. It's not true, and it was all made up, so it's hard to say.
It's hard to say, yeah. It sort of shows how sexist all classical mythology is, because essentially all the evils in the world are the result of one woman opening a box. Welcome to Experts React. I'm Brad Holmes, and I teach classics, mythology, and ancient history at a private school in Los Angeles.
And I'm Kyle Smith-Laird, and I teach Latin to middle schoolers in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And today we're going to be looking at some footage from God of War.
Let's get into it. Ooh, the River Styx. The River Styx is one of the rivers of the underworld, and supposedly it's the one you had to cross to like get into the underworld. The Charon, the ferryman, would ferry you across.
This was also the river of unbreakable oaths by which the gods would swear to do or not do things. So it was a fairly powerful river in the underworld. I like the interesting choice of them having like souls in the water. I guess these are probably the ones who didn't have a penny to pay the ferryman.
Probably. They're probably going to be begging you to give them money if you're crossing, and there's stories of souls like reaching out from the water, looking for some change, I suppose. So if this ended, where would he be now? Is that Tartarus back there? Oh, realm of Hades. Well, the entire underworld was the realm of Hades, so Styx would have been part of it.
Well, they got the ugliness right.
I never pictured him that large, but they got the ugliness and the lameness. Hephaestus is the ancient god of like smithing and blacksmithing and sort of making things and fire, yeah. With volcanoes, the sort of lava spewing out was thought to be often him working in a shop. He was notoriously ugly and lame, which means he would have had like a limp, and I guess they gave him a funny shoulder thing in this for that to work out.
Zeus may have imprisoned me here, but you are the reason I live in torment.
Zeus imprisoned Hephaestus? Is that a thing? That's not a thing. No. Yeah.
Hephaestus was always on his side. I mean, he got to marry the most beautiful goddess because of his service to Zeus. He was crafting the thunderbolts.
He was a good dude.
Yeah.
Hephaestus was a good dude. If it's down here and he's huge, it's almost like he's like one of the Titans or something like that. Who is he fighting?
Some sort of chimera. I see a snake tail.
That makes sense. Yep, that'd be it.
Definitely some sort of hybrid.
My son! My beautiful Icarus!
So that's supposed to be Daedalus? Daedalus was Icarus's father. I don't know if this is Daedalus, I'm assuming, because he said my son Icarus. And they had been trapped in a tower in Crete, and he built the wings of wax and feathers for him and Icarus to fly away. Icarus flew too close to the sun. The wax melted, he fell into the sea and died.
I took the gift of Hades, the liquid fire, and the ice storm to create the power of the labyrinth.
The labyrinth was what Daedalus built on Crete to enclose the Minotaur. It's weird because it's talking about he's like chained up and he's talking about having taken fire. It's almost like they're conflating Daedalus and Prometheus. Prometheus was a titan who stole fire from Zeus and gave it to mankind and was punished by being chained to a rock forever and having a...
I think it was an eagle or a vulture.
Sounds right. Eating his like liver. And Kratos, which is the name of this character, I guess, was one of the sort of minions of Zeus that chained him up there in the first place, but it's probably just a coincidence.
Pandora, no!
Pandora was the woman, the first woman created by the gods, and she was given as a wife to one of the Titans, Epimetheus, whose name meant afterthought. He was the brother of Prometheus, whose name means forethought. And so the gods bestowed all kinds of gifts upon Pandora: beauty, intelligence, wit, humor, and one of the gods gave her either a jar or a box, typically, and the jar or the box contained all of the evils of the world, and they told her not to open it. And of course, eventually curiosity got the best of her. She opened the box and released all the evils of the world.
It sort of shows how sexist all classical mythology is, because essentially all the evils in the world are the result of one woman opening a box. There's a lot of women opening boxes where they shouldn't in classical mythology, and women being blamed for everything.
Release the girl, Zeus!
So Zeus was the king of the gods. I don't know why he's so angry here. It's the plot of the game, I guess.
Pandora must be up to no good.
I mean, yeah.
Time to blame the woman.
Time to blame the woman, just as they always did in kind of all mythology. Even Christian mythology does the same thing.
And if Zeus were today, he would be Me Too'd up and down the street.
Oh my god, yeah.
Bless you.
Zeus is so mean. Very much not what he's usually like. Well, I guess to women he is. Oh, he's gonna fight Zeus now. It seems hard.
Hermes?
That's got to be Hermes. Is that Ares?
Yeah, I would guess Ares.
Maybe that's...
Apollo?
Maybe? Oh yeah, he's going to get in a chariot, so that's Apollo. Hermes was the messenger of the gods, had special winged sandals, supposed to be able to run very fast. Also the god of like tricksters and thieves, so he's not usually as buff, but he's flipping a coin, he's looking a little sneaky, he's running really fast.
I figured that would be Ares there, considering the armor, the spikes on the armor. That would be something that the god of war for the Greeks would wear. He's also wielding a weapon, so all of that kind of leads me to believe that that would be Ares, the god of war.
Apollo, I mean, he was the god of a lot of different things. He was generally pictured younger, not bearded, sort of a handsome 20-something. And one of his things was he was the god of the sun, so he would fly a special chariot that would sort of pull the sun up and down, and he just jumped into a chariot as it flew by us. That's probably him. But definitely plays up their stereotypes, I suppose.
The murderer of Gaia enters my tomb. Kronos!
Oh, it's Kronos. That adds Zeus's father, who he imprisoned in the underworld after defeating him and overthrew him to take over the rule of the heavens and the world. And so yeah, that's why we thought that Hephaestus would have been a Titan earlier, because he's huge and he's imprisoned in the underworld, which is what Zeus did to the Titans after they defeated them.
He banished me to the pits of Tartarus.
That makes sense. That's where he would be.
Tartarus, yeah.
Tartarus is like the hell of the underworld.
They sent the worst of the worst there.
Yeah, all the stuff was below in the underworld. Like we think of like the good stuff is up, the bad stuff is down. To the ancients, everything was down because the gods were up. So there was a good part and a neutral part and a bad part where all the bad people went, and Tartarus was that. And there was fire and you'd be tortured. So you don't want to go there.
No.
It's not good. Oh, maybe that was Helios before,
yeah,
which literally
chariot.
means sun in Greek, and so there's like different chariot sun drivers in different versions. Helios is one of them. I don't think you can kill them per se. You just have to imprison them.
I did think they died, though, because Pan was considered the last god living, wasn't he?
Guess. I mean, it's mythology is weird.
Well, it never happened. It's not true, and it was all made up, so it's hard to say.
It's
whether
hard
it
to
was right
say.
or wrong.
Yeah. Was Hades the guy that we saw earlier? No, that must have been Hades the whole time.
With the little spiked armor.
Yeah, so that was Hades. He's mad.
Are those winged things similar to the Furies,
I think
maybe?
there's 3 of them, so they must be the Furies. No, there's more than 3 of them. I don't know. But I think they're
Harpies,
Fury-esque.
maybe?
They're Furies-esque.
Okay. Well, in
Harpy.
the underworld, that would make sense.
Yeah, because they would help with the punishment. Goddesses of vengeance, these like winged sisters that would torture you. Oh, Helios's beam is very bright. I guess that's how you kill the sun, is by stomping on the side of their head.
I guess.
That freak has fallen from the graces of Olympus!
That freak. That's funny. They're all like high schoolers. Oh god.
Goodness. Well, I guess that would do it, huh?
That would do it. I don't feel like you could pull the head off of the god of the sun, but why not?
Kratos, the fool who killed his own blood.
That's definitely Hermes.
All right, we forgot to talk about Hermes being the god who led all the souls to the underworld.
That's true. Hermes Psychopompos. This is very Hermes. Just agile and a kind of a snarky guy.
Another Greek Karen. More wine.
I told him the day you were born to kill you.
Is that Hera?
Yeah, I would guess with that crown, that would be Hera.
That's about right.
No.
Stupid husband took pity.
Wait, no. If it's Ares, maybe this is Aphrodite.
Either one would say stupid husband, wouldn't they?
Yeah, she's very like middle-aged, former beauty queen vibes, which to me, maybe Aphrodite.
Hello, brother.
Oh, if it's brother, then Zeus thought that must have been Hera?
You were always Zeus's favorite.
And that's funny that you would call him Zeus's favorite, considering Heracles.
Heracles specifically was Zeus's favorite.
Yes.
I mean, he was bigger and stronger than anyone else.
Oh, and he traveled all over.
Literally.
I mean, and just like his father, sired children everywhere he went.
Oh god. He didn't treat women well either, but none of them really
Well, cats
did.
don't make dogs, do they?
No, they don't. But he probably was big. I don't know how big. I mean, we can't say.
Think about it, brother. While I was stuck cleaning the Augean stables, he chose...
Yeah, one of his labors was to essentially clean out a bunch of poop from a bunch of stables, and he like manually rerouted a river to do it really fast because he's strong.
I was sent to find an apple.
Also true.
Perhaps he did allow me to kill the Nemean lion, but he made your name known.
So the Nemean lion was the first of Heracles' labors. It was a monster that was rampaging through Nemea, hence its name Nemean lion, and it was impervious to all weapons, so eventually he picked up the big cat and strangled it to death.
Which I'm wondering if they've adapted that to, is that like a lion on the helmet? I can't quite tell.
I can't either.
Yeah.
Enough!
So that's Gaia. Yeah, Gaia literally means earth in Greek. So which is why she's like green and she looks like an Ent from Lord of the Rings or something like that.
She uses the word geology.
G anything.
Yes,
It means
Geo, yeah.
G anything that has to do with earth or land.
Geo.
Yeah.
I think the gods were represented fairly accurately. They took some liberties, but nothing I couldn't live with.
I was actually impressed sort of where they're pulling all the different characters from. They would have had to like read up on that to get that, and it was fun.
For more Experts React, check out Gameology on Facebook and YouTube.
See you next time. Yeah, I don't even think about that. Yeah.
What?
And don't forget to check. Oh, I missed one.
Reviews.
You scroll too fast. That's our job.
I know we have to present every day.